Hello, it is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for this Moon Astrology Tarot. This is the moon in Taurus. This is March 12th through the 14th, I think. Uh-oh, hold on. Let me go check. Yeah, that's what I thought. March 12th through the 14th. Okay. Here's what I want to say about a moon exalted in Taurus. Venus, which is the ruler of this moon, is exalted in Pisces. However, this moon will indeed square Pluto at 1 degree of Aquarius. It will also conjunct Jupiter, and then it'll also conjunct Uranus, which is kind of still in a loosening square with Mars in Aquarius. And all of that to say, and at the risk of sounding fear-mongering, because that's not my intention, however, I do want to be real and honest, because it's my understanding, that's why a lot of you like my content. Be prepared. We are in a waxing moon heading to a lunar eclipse, which will lead to then the solar eclipse. Be prepared. We have already experienced wireless outages, social media outages, or downtime. Be prepared. And I'm a legally blind provider, and I know I have a lot of followers and subscribers who are also blind. Be prepared for, I want to say anything, but most importantly, communication, because as somebody who's blind, I don't drive, and I count on other people to drive if I can't walk there. And it's important to be able to communicate with people who provide support for me. And so that's what made me want to talk about this for this moon in Taurus, because the Taurus is an earth sign, and resourcefulness is its, middle name. And so being resourceful, because what if there is and I'm just putting out what ifs, okay? Take this however it resonates for you, but what if there is a time when you cannot access the technology, that which you rely on to support you? I really don't want that to come to that. However, I think it's something that realistically we need to be prepared for. Realistically, we need to understand that there may be internet outages, communication-ish outages. See, it's even making me uncomfortable to talk about it because I don't want to manifest it. I don't want it to come into being, but I'm also realistic. And we've already seen it happening in the last month. And so, be prepared, have contact, or have your, close people, whether that's your family or your support service provider or your friends or whomever, aware that, hey, there could be a communication problem and I may not be able to call you or text you or Facebook Messenger you to, get me where I need to get, or to, be able to get groceries or whatever, if you use a grocery shopping app, or whatnot. And so, have a plan. At least have a plan. You know what? Even if we didn't have solar activity and eclipses coming and whatever, as crazy effed up as this world is right now, like, we should all have a plan. We should all have a plan to ensure that we are safe and that we have what we need. Okay, so this isn't even like, I don't even have to talk about astrology. This could just be like, you have a plan, kind of like in school when you had like the tornado drill or the fire drill plan, and you knew where to go in case of those things occurring, right? You knew what to do if there was an earthquake, right? Those sorts of things. And if you don't know what to do in your current living situation for those types of events, then it's something that, during this moon, or at least maybe not even in this moon, but, have it in place so that you know what to do in case of a situation. Okay. Like I said, we've already experienced outages in the last month. And to be honest with you, I've been sort of like amused by them because I knew they were coming. I mean, it's just inevitable that we're going to experience cascading or roll out outages of some type or another, right? It's just inevitable when you have this much technology in the world that you're going to have situations where, oh crap, I can't text my driver to tell them where I am, so I need to go ask somebody to know where I need to be to meet my driver. Or, communicate with your people who support you. And this doesn't have to be a blindness thing. This is actually an everybody thing, right? Do you have plans in place for the people who you support or who support you to get what you need when you need it, or get where you need to get to safety if you need to, those sorts of things. Just having a backup plan is all I'm suggesting. So I think we will continue to see technological glitches, interruptions, things not going as we think they should go, whether it's social media, wireless, or whatever. We have no clue. We really have no idea how things are going to go. So, maybe that means you need to, switch from Facebook to, I was going to say Instagram, but they're owned by the same damn company. So that's not a good idea, but maybe it's like TikTok, or you need to have an email address, or, if you can't text and can't access the internet, does somebody know to come and, swing by your place and check on you and make sure you're okay, right? A lot of people know me on the internet, but, yes, I do have people, which is also why I was kind of thinking like, maybe this is why I was meant to move home to my hometown in this time and in this space, because I'm not out traveling the world by myself, which there's nothing wrong with that, but my mom also keeps track of me. I keep track of my mom too. But we do that with technology, right? We have like the share location, whatever, so that we can see where each other's at. But now I'm in, her town, so it's not so much an issue. And, also just having like my brothers and my sister-in-law and, whatnot nearby, and other people that I connect to in my town. So my point is be prepared. And also be prepared financially, because again, this moon's gonna conjunct Jupiter. And we all can just see that financial systems are, erratic, coming apart, vulnerable, those sorts of words. And so anyway, it's just all of these like physical, resourceful things that we count on the regular, that we need to be aware of. Whether you need to have like a stash of bottled water or filtration system, maybe you need to have some ramen on hand, or oatmeal on hand, things like that you can, easily prepare, or, even like shelf stable things like tuna or whatever. Like I'm getting nitty gritty on this, but it's like, I kind of want you, and again, I'm not trying to be fear mongering. I'm just trying to be real, that we kind of all need to be on the preparedness side. And I'm not talking like, have buckets of food. I don't know about that. I mean, sure, if you feel that's necessary, to go to the extremes. I'm not an extremist person. I'm a pretty minimal person, but you do you. And, think about your priorities and things like that, and so anyway, so let's see what's up with the tarot. I hope that's supportive without being like fearful. I don't want people to be scared, but it never hurts. And no matter what the circumstance, it never hurts to be prepared. It never hurts to have a plan in place. If something happens, right? So it just doesn't hurt. You can't do any harm by that. So, but as we approach these eclipses, I think things are only going to intensify. So I think it's going to get really weird this year. And I think people are very unprepared for it. I think that's why I've been able to laugh it off. First of all, when Meta went down last week, I was probably asleep. I didn't even notice it. And I was actually messaging someone on Instagram, and she's like, yeah, it was down for a while. And I was like, oh, I must have been asleep. When, my cell phone went down a while ago, I just like communicated with somebody to figure out where I needed to get. And I was with my mom. So it didn't bother me none. So I think that's kind of why I've been able to giggle, to be amused by it. And I understand that for some people it's upsetting. Like, I really want us to, like, I want you to understand that I'm empathetic and I'm compassionate, but also I keep going back to what I have said since the beginning of this year, and probably before that, was it's how you respond to what's happening that makes a difference. And honestly, if the communication networks are down, can you do anything about it until they come back online? It happened to me the other night. I was actually watching a movie, which I don't watch movies very often. My internet goes out. I'm like, really? The one time I'm actually like watching a movie, my internet goes out. Okay, well, I guess I'll go read a book. Pivot, adjust yourself. All right, let's see what's up with the tarot. And guys, I do shuffle my decks between videos. I do shuffle and rearrange and cleanse my decks between sets of videos. So when I pull the same card in 2 videos in a row, I'm actually usually pretty shocked, because that's we got, ooh, the Chariot upright. Dang. Dang. I love this. The Chariot upright. No, like, this describes what I just said. Chariot upright. Like, what do you think of when you think of a chariot? You think of like the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you in the chariot, right? Or the knight in shining armor showing up to whisk you off your feet, right? Okay, back to that like romantic energy of Venus and Pisces, and Moon being in Taurus, which is Venus's home. So I feel like this goes back to that romantic energy that I spoke about in the Aries moon video, but also I will also say, like, chariot kind of insinuates being rescued, but also it means good things are coming. So I think, like, as we're moving through what feels like shit, what may think about dang it, oh, the Shawshank Redemption, the end of the Shawshank Redemption, spoiler alert, if you haven't read it or seen the movie, highly recommend. The Shawshank Redemption is actually a short story. I want to say it's in 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King. I can't be sure that's the right short story collection, but it is a short story by Stephen King. And isn't it a short story? Yeah, it wasn't a full novel. Maybe it was a novella. Either way, the movie is also extremely good and has great character, great acting in it. But at the end of the movie, when what does he do? He has to crawl through sewage. Sometimes that can be how this feels right now, is we're crawling through sewage. But think about it. On the other side, he had his freedom. Okay. So like I said, spoiler alert, if you haven't read it or seen it, highly recommend reading. I always will recommend reading. I'm the book person. I'm not a movie person. Let's see what's up with the woodland critters. What'd y'all think of the romantic stuff from the previous video? Let's get some more romance going on. I do think, like, I mean, like I said, I think as we do move through this, it feels crunchy. It feels gross. It feels like really dirty and really messed up and mind spinning. But I do think, like, we are headed to some beautiful, beautiful energy. And as I've said in previous videos, I think it might have even been the Pisces new moon video where I said something like, whatever, however March goes for you can really have Aries season, and particularly April, really catapult you into a whole new life. Like, you could be completely unrecognizable by May. That's my intention anyway. Is to, give you the tools, give you the resources to send you into a whole new beautiful life. We got, oh, I love this. We got the goat and the willow. And this says overcoming obstacles. See? And the goat, mountain goat, I mean, it climbs mountains. It climbs up rocky mountains. And if you've ever gone hiking, or you've been on rough terrain where it's hard to find your footing, when you get through that, think of this literally and then think about it metaphorically. If you literally have been through a rocky path, and you get to the other side and you're on flat pavement and you're like, right? Like that whole relief. You are overcoming a bunch of crazy shit right now, but there are going to be rewards at the other side, such as that Chariot suggests. And let's see what kind of support we can get from all this. I do still highly recommend, as we can finish this Pisces season in a couple of days, that grounding yourself, really being conscientious of your tasks and your day-to-day, taking time for yourself, taking time for, thinking things through, or taking time to just be in a dreamy state even, of course, like chakra balancing, things like that all those grounding things, all those things that keep your mind settling down, because there is just so much going on in this world right now. Let's see what's up with the oils. Oh my goodness, I just said that. Copaiba, which bridges body and mind. Damn, I could not have just like that. I can't make this shit up, because I just said finding balance, finding stability in your mind, and whatnot. I've had people reach out like, what the fuck is going on with the universe? What's going on with the universe is Pluto and Aquarius. This is not stable energy. We had Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn is systems and structures and stability. But now we've got Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius is definitely more disruptive. It's definitely more like rickety, and whatnot. And we will have that moon cross paths with Uranus, which is still, like I said, completing its square with Mars in Aquarius. Copaiba. Arbor Vitae is another good one. Vetiver is another good one. Sandalwood is another good one. And if you are not into oils, then I definitely recommend, going outside barefoot, touching the grass, touching trees, those sorts of things. If you've got crystals, the crystals like smoky quartz, or even crystals that you've gotten from, the earth, like pick yourself, if you've got like your own sand or whatever, to put your hands in and get into this sensory type of experience with all of this. So I feel like we've got this Chariot, which could be about the resourcefulness. We've got the overcoming obstacles with the goat. And then the Copaiba, yeah, there's definitely like so much going on, and it's very overwhelming, and the risk of over analyzing, overthinking, and over the everything. What's the movie? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I can't remember. Somebody knows the name of it, but I've seen the movie, and it's wickedly insane. I can't remember where I watched it, but I know I watched it audio described. So it's out there if you want to go find it, if you are, somebody who likes audio description. But I feel like this is literally like, stay the fucking course. Stay the fucking course. Be responsible for yourself, your well-being, your own stability, your own security. And know that you are overcoming a lot of obstacles. You're moving through a lot of stuff that's getting you prepared to catapult you in April. All right, that's what I got. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.